back up to the start now for the final race of the day, the lightweight men's 8s. Only a 3-horse race here, and after the preliminary races, Italy set the fastest time, so have been put in the middle lane. We're looking there, though, at Australia. Stroked by Simon Nola, but the 4 men behind him were bronze medalists in the lightweight men's 4 at Sydney. So certainly a strong 8 there. This, though, is Italy. A number of these guys were winners at Under-23 World Championships in Linz earlier this year. And in lane 3, United States of America. So a number of upcoming under-23s in this boat as well. The 2-seat Brian Pape and the 3-seat Tobin McGee competing at under-23 Worlds in 2008 and 2010.
And only a couple of hours ago, the 4 men from the Australian 8, Foote, Chernovich, Purcell and Silcox, raced in the lightweight men's 4. So a big task here for them.
Yeah, big risk that Drew Gin's taken, but I think he sees it as developing the younger guys in the Australian lightweight rowing programme. The Aussies led in the race for lanes to 500 metres. I don't think there's any way they can do that today after lightweight men's 4s race.
And I would think there would be possibly a degree of conservation in that preliminary race, knowing that the boys had to race the lightweight 4 later in the week. So it's hard to know really what the Australians are capable of at this point.
Well, they shut down at 1,000 metres. The Italians had just gone through them, but I'd just take Italy as favourites to win this race.
Yeah, well, they certainly set a quick time. They were 3 seconds quicker than the Americans in the preliminary race, which in turn was 19 seconds faster than the Australians. So I'm expecting this to be slightly different than the preliminary race, of course.
The incredible thing about this Italian crew is that in 2012, every single member of that boat won a gold medal at World Championship level in either the junior, under-23 or senior ranks, with the exception of Amarante, who won a silver in the lightweight men's 8 at the non-Olympic World Championships. So incredible collection of titles there in that 8.
And from the Gavarati club, I mean, you know, they say the biggest problem they've got is managing how many successful junior under-23 gold medalists they've got. Gavarati there on the Lake Varese, which you know well, Cookie, is the Australian training centre. But it's a great problem to have, isn't it? And why does Italy manage to get all those junior and under-23 gold medalists, and a big country like Britain doesn't?
Well, as you'd expect, they're leading the way through the 500. 128 to the 500. Australia in second, only a quarter of a length down, but not out of it yet. America on the near side, half a length down.
And the Americans from Boston, this crew, a club crew from Boston. And interestingly, in the 5-seat, Dorian Webber competed in the LTA Coxed 4 at the 2012 Paralympics, which is absolutely incredible to have him here in this lightweight men's 8 today. For
those that don't know, the LTA Mixed Coxed 4 stands for legs, trunks and arms in the Paralympic events. So impressive that he can also compete at this level for able-bodied.
Fused ankle or something like that would allow you to row, which, you know, you could manage to row with the fused ankle, I guess, because it would give you the 10 points. But at the moment, the Australians haven't been dropped by the Italians, who are the fresh crew and are more aggressive and are coming into this, I think, with the more form, certainly from winning the race for lanes and from the record their country has had in the last couple of years in rowing.
Looking really strong out front, full half a length up on the Aussies and full length up on the Americans as they come up to 1,000. Good time through the 1,000, 2:57, and the field's starting to spread out a bit.
And I think this Australian crew will really start to pay for the race that their 4 has already had at this point in the race. I mean, the third quarter is where it really starts to burn, and I think they'll really be feeling the race that they had only a couple of hours ago.
I tell you, it's really interesting. I mean, lightweight 8s used to be great. You had 6 8s across the course and a fantastic contest. I think now it's, you know, there's only one lightweight boat in the Olympics. Countries like Britain and Germany, they aren't supporting this event as developing the young athletes, and yet the Italians, the Australians and the Americans are. And it'd be really great to see some more lightweight men's eights because it's such an attractive event.
Well, we saw just earlier Enrico Daniello, the coxswain of the Italian 8 here, up on the medal podium, winning themselves gold medal in the men's coxed pair. So he looks like he might be walking away with 2 of them today.
He's not quite dramatic, is he? He's sat there in the stern. I think
he's got a speaker now.
Yeah, he really allowed his personality to flow.
Great picture of him there. Still screaming his head off, although now he's got a speaker, just some added volume in the Italian boat to make sure that they stay in front of the Aussies.
Yeah, great performance by the Italians here, just moving away ever so slightly to open that gap up to clear water over the Australian 8, who again has moved up on the Americans to just the slightest amount of clear water.
Look at this, passing 1,500 metres, 4 minutes 29, and it's a length to each position.
And the stroke man, Paolo Di Girolamo there, just in front, sitting in front of his cox. He's urging his crew, and he wants more than that clear water gap. I think he wants to win this by as much as he can, and the Italians will raise the sprint if that's possible, 38, 39 strokes a minute. Take it out on the Aussies in the last 500 and put on a bit of a show as we come to the last final of the day.
I can't see anything changing. 300 metres to go, and there's over a length in it between each of these 3 crews. And when it comes to 8s racing, it's almost impossible to close down a gap like that with just 250 metres left.
And look at the momentum in the Italian boat. I mean, they are going absolutely wild there with their coxswain at the helm, driving them into the last 250. The Australians, they do look like they're suffering with their middle 4, but still a valiant effort from them, just off the stern of the Italian crew at this point in the silver medal position. But the Italians, they've taken it from the start to the finish, and no one's going to touch them now. They've
absolutely gone for it. Look at that. Paolo Di Girolamo has lifted the rating even further, just wanting to really throw down more clear water between the Italians and the Australians. Last 4 or 5 strokes, and they're going to cross the line to become the new world rowing champions 2013 in the lightweight men's 8. There we go. As expected, they crossed the line for the win ahead of Australia and the United States of America crossing the line in 3rd. Great race there. I can't believe they managed to lift it up even further through that last 250.
Yeah, great effort by that all-class crew, and we see the coxswain standing up once again. His 2nd gold medal of the regatta. Absolutely amazing, and they're delighted to be taking that gold medal home.
Yeah, 2 gold medals in 1 World Championship. Jolly good work.
The Australian boys are shattered. Big day for those guys.
Yeah, really big day for those guys. Unbelievable that 4 of them were racing only earlier today.
Indeed.
Italy's day on the medal table, 2 golds, and I think Greece in 2nd place in this afternoon's international rowing finals. That's the non-Olympic boat classes, as we just get confirmation of that result there.
Final time for this final of the lightweight men's quadruple sculls. They did it in 6:02. Quite quick, so not quite on terms with the Italian 8 who did 5:30. I beg your pardon, German 8 that did 5:30 back in 1992. So that's a record that stood for a very long time in the lightweight men's 8s category.
Great shot of the Italian coxswain there, driving his crew all the way to the line. He wasn't going to let them get there without expending every ounce of energy.
He's been the character for me today, watching him screaming without a speaker in the bow-loaded men's cox pair, leaping up out of his seat here again for his 2nd goal of the World Championships this year.
They get all the glory, the coxes, don't they?
Until they're thrown in the water.